Hey everyone, and welcome back. Have you ever noticed how some people just seem to attract wealth?
Yeah.
Like it's almost effortless for them?
Yeah.
We're going to be diving deep into Harv Eker's Secrets of the Millionaire Mind today
That's a great book.
to see if we can figure out why that is.
Right.
He calls it the money blueprint,
Yeah.
which is basically the set of beliefs and habits
Yeah.
that we develop about money
Yeah.
from a very young age,
Right,
usually through our parents.
Yes.
And he believes that that can have a huge impact on our financial success
It really can.
or during life.
And what's really interesting about it is that it often operates on a subconscious level.
Oh, wow.
So we might not even be aware of the beliefs that are shaping our financial decisions.
So it's like behind the scenes stuff
Yeah,
that
exactly.
we don't even realize is affecting our money.
Exactly. It's like you have this internal money thermostat that's set to a certain level of comfort. And anything above that
Yeah.
feels uncomfortable.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I like that analogy.
Yeah, it's a good one.
So how does this money thermostat thing
Yeah.
actually play out?
Sure. So let's think about like those self-made billionaires
Yeah.
who like bounce back from these huge setbacks,
Mm-hmm.
even like bankruptcy.
Okay.
Eker points to people like Donald Trump as an example of that.
Oh, okay.
You know, he says it's not just luck
Yeah.
or business savvy.
Right.
It's that their internal thermostat is set high.
Gotcha.
So they hit a financial bump
Mm-hmm.
and their subconscious kicks in.
Right.
And it tells them that they can and they will rebuild their wealth.
So it's like they're programmed
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah. Almost like,
To be comfortable with larger sums of money.
yeah. And to not be afraid of those setbacks.
I mean, that almost seems a little unfair, doesn't it?
You know, the good news is that even if your thermostat is set a little lower,
Okay.
you can adjust it. But first you have to figure out where it's currently set.
Right.
And to do that, you kind of have to take a close look at where those beliefs originated.
Okay.
And Eker argues that a huge piece of this is parental programming.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know,
Yeah.
like a classic money doesn't grow on trees lecture.
Ugh, I've heard that one a few times.
We've all heard that one, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's like, how much do those childhood messages actually stick with us?
I mean, I feel like they must stick with us a lot.
They really do.
Yeah.
You see, even rebellion against those messages is still, in a way,
Well-
being shaped by them.
Okay.
So, like, say your parents were really tight with money.
Yeah.
You might end up as a total spendthrift.
Right.
So it's like
Yes.
on the surface,
Yeah.
it looks like you're doing the opposite.
Right.
But ultimately,
Yeah.
both behaviors stem from that same underlying anxiety about money that you learned from your parents.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
It's like no matter what you do, you're still playing out some version of money script that was getting to you
Precisely.
as a kid.
Yeah, Eker calls these unconscious income strategies.
Wow. Okay.
He even talks about how in his own early business ventures,
Okay.
he unknowingly mimicked his father's pattern of financial booms and busts.
Wow.
And he says this can happen,
Yeah.
even if you loved your parents.
Right.
Even if you swore you'd never be like them financially.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's really powerful stuff.
So what can we do about it?
Whoa.
Are we just stuck
It's a great question.
with these patterns forever?
Not at all.
Okay.
The first step is awareness.
Okay.
So think back to your childhood.
Mm-hmm.
What money messages did you hear over and over again?
Okay.
How did your parents handle money?
Okay.
Were they savers, spenders, worriers?
Yeah.
And how is your financial situation right now
Right.
reflecting those early beliefs?
That's a great question to think about.
It is.
Okay, so let's say we've done that.
Yeah.
We've looked back. We've figured out some of those old money scripts that we've been carrying around. What do we do?
Cool.
Do we just throw them out and start over?
Well, it's not quite that easy, you know?
Okay.
There isn't a delete button, unfortunately.
Right.
But you're on the right track. It's about rewriting those old scripts
Okay.
with beliefs and habits that actually support your financial goals.
So where do you even begin with that?
Well, one of the most powerful tools,
Yeah.
according to Eker,
Uh-huh.
is taking control.
Okay.
You know, we're talking about a real mindset shift here.
Right.
So instead of feeling like you're a victim of your circumstances,
Yeah.
like blaming your job, the economy, whatever,
Yeah.
you start to see yourself as the architect of your financial life.
So it's like that difference between buying a lottery ticket
Yeah.
and actually building a business?
Exactly.
Got it.
One is hoping for a lucky break.
Uh-huh.
The other is actively creating opportunities.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah. And it all starts with that taking responsibility for your finances.
But what about all those like negative feelings that people have around money?
Yeah.
The fear,
Such a great question.
the guilt, even resentment towards wealthy people. Like,
Right.
how do you deal with all that?
Well, Eker addresses that head on.
Okay.
He says a lot of us, we have this subconscious association of money with something bad or even evil.
Wow. Okay.
And as long as you're holding on to that belief,
Right.
it's going to be tough to build real wealth.
So it's almost like you're subconsciously
Yeah,
pushing away the thing you want.
exactly.
That's so interesting.
It is. So part of rewriting your money script is cultivating a positive money mindset.
So like instead of thinking that all rich people are evil.
Right? Like think about the millionaires you admire.
Yeah.
Do they seem scared of money?
No.
Guilty about having it?
No.
No. They tend to see it as a tool, a
Yep.
resource that can be used for good.
That's a good point.
And they're not afraid to go after it.
But it's one thing to think positively about money, but it's another to actually take action.
Absolutely. That's where commitment comes in.
Okay.
Eker is big on this.
Yeah.
He says that true financial success requires unwavering commitment to your goals.
Okay.
It's not enough to just wish for it or daydream about it.
Right.
You have to be willing to put in the work day after day.
So it's not about finding some magic formula or like get rich quick scheme.
No, Eker is very clear about this.
Wow, okay.
Building wealth is a journey.
Right.
It's not a destination.
Gotcha.
It's going to take time. It's going to take effort.
Yeah.
And there will probably be setbacks along the way.
Okay, so commitment is key.
Yeah.
But what about those of us who maybe like don't dream big enough?
Well, that's another common roadblock that Eker addresses.
Okay.
He says we often limit our own financial potential by thinking too small.
Interesting.
Millionaires, he says, tend to think big.
Yeah.
And they're not afraid to go after opportunities that might seem out of reach to others.
So like if you're thinking, oh, I could never start my own business.
Right.
Or I'll never be able to afford a house in that neighborhood.
Exactly.
You might be putting those limits on yourself.
Yeah, you're putting artificial limits on your potential.
Wow. Okay.
Eker encourages you to ask yourself this question. How many people can I potentially impact
Okay.
with my work?
Interesting.
So it's a way of expanding your vision
Right.
and seeing the possibility for greater impact and, yes, greater financial rewards.
So it's not just about the money.
Right.
It's about helping people too.
That's a big part of it.
Okay.
Now, of course, once you're creating that value and generating income,
Right.
you need to know how to manage it wisely.
For sure.
And that's where Eker's insights on money management come in.
Okay.
He's really big on shifting your focus from income to net worth.
So it's not just about how much you make.
Right.
It's about how much you keep.
Exactly.
Okay.
And how you grow it.
Got it.
He talks about building wealth through investments, passive income streams,
Okay.
and smart financial planning.
Right.
He even suggests a specific allocation strategy for your income,
Oh, cool.
dividing it into percentages for expenses, investments, enjoyment, and savings.
Oh, I like that he includes enjoyment in there.
Yeah.
It's a good reminder that it's not all about deprivation and like penny pinching.
Absolutely. It's about finding that balance between being financially responsible
Right.
and enjoying the fruits of your labor.
Gotcha.
He also stresses the importance of keeping your cost of living down,
Okay.
even as your income grows.
Right. Avoiding that lifestyle inflation trap.
Exactly, where your expenses just keep rising to match your income.
Right.
Now, one final point that Eker makes that I find particularly powerful
Good.
is the connection between self-worth and financial success. He's observed that millionaires tend to have a strong sense of their own value
Right.
and are confident in promoting themselves and their ideas.
So if you don't believe in yourself, no one else is going to believe in you.
Exactly. It's about recognizing your unique talents
Yeah.
and leveraging them to create value in the marketplace.
Oh, okay.
It's about believing that you deserve to be financially successful
Right.
and that your contributions are valuable.
I like that a lot. It's so interesting, though,
Yeah.
to think about how much of our financial success comes down to our mindset. Like, we've been talking about these beliefs,
Yeah.
but are there other
Oh, yeah.
internal roadblocks that might be holding us back?
Absolutely.
Besides just those beliefs.
Yeah, Eker actually dedicates a good chunk of the book to what he calls internal resistance. It's this, like, sneaky force
Okay.
that can sabotage your efforts to build wealth, even when you think you're doing all the right things.
So is it like procrastination or fear of failure?
It can definitely manifest as those things,
Okay.
but at its core, internal resistance is about
Yeah.
those deep-seated beliefs and fears that kind of whisper in your ear, telling you that you're not good enough,
Gotcha.
not smart enough, not worthy of wealth.
So it's like having this inner critic
Yeah,
that's constantly trying to keep you playing small.
exactly.
And how do you even recognize that?
Yeah, sometimes that critic is so subtle you might not even realize it's there.
Oh, wow.
So you might find yourself like self-sabotaging,
Yeah.
making impulsive financial decisions, or just not taking action on those like big scary goals.
Okay, so how do you, like, fight back against that?
Right.
Do you just tell it to shut up?
Well, it's rarely that simple.
Okay.
The first step is awareness.
Okay.
Recognizing those limiting beliefs when they come up.
Right.
Once you can identify them,
Uh-huh.
you can start to challenge them.
Okay.
Ask yourself, is this belief really true?
Mm-hmm.
Or is this just something that I learned a long time ago that's no longer serving me?
So it's like fact-checking
Exactly.
those negative thoughts.
And then it's about consciously replacing those old beliefs with more empowering ones. So think about like the financial goals you have.
Mm-hmm.
What beliefs would actually support those goals?
Right.
What kind of self-talk would a wealthy, successful person have?
I like that.
Yeah.
So being aware and then reframing are key. But what about like the actual journey of building wealth? It's not always going to be easy, right?
Absolutely not.
There's going to be bumps in the road.
Eker is very realistic about this.
Okay.
He emphasizes that there will be setbacks. There will be challenges.
Right.
The key is to not let those bumps in the road derail you entirely.
So it's about resilience.
Exactly.
Bouncing back from those failures.
Yes. And learning from them.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Eker encourages you to view challenges as opportunities for growth.
Okay.
Rather than reasons to give up.
I love that.
He even says every master was once a disaster.
That's a good one.
It's about learning those lessons, adjusting your approach, and keeping moving forward.
It's so encouraging to think about that, especially for those of us who might be starting to doubt ourselves or our abilities. It's nice to remember that even the most successful people have faced setbacks.
Absolutely. And it's important to remember that you don't have to go it alone.
That's true.
Eker talks about the power of surrounding yourself with supportive people.
Yeah.
Who believe in your potential.
So like finding mentors or like-minded friends or even a financial advisor.
Yeah, someone who can kind of help you stay on track.
Right.
And, on the flip side, be mindful of who you're spending your time with.
That's a really good point.
Yeah. Negative, pessimistic people can really drain your energy and reinforce those limiting beliefs.
It's like that saying, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
Yeah. So choose your circle wisely.
So true.
Now, one final point I want to touch on that I think really speaks to the heart of Eker's message.
Okay.
He reminds us that true wealth is not just about money. It's about living a life of purpose, meaning, and fulfillment.
So it's not about accumulating wealth for the sake of having a big bank account.
Right. It's about using your financial resources to make a positive impact on the world.
Yeah.
Whether that's through philanthropy, entrepreneurship, or just living a life that's aligned with your values.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
So it's about more than just the money. It's about finding that sweet spot where your financial goals and your passion and your desire to make a difference all kind of come together.
Beautifully put.
This has been an incredible deep dive into Secrets of the Millionaire Mind.
Yeah.
We've explored so many fascinating insights from this book.
We have.
Like rewiring our subconscious programming, overcoming internal resistance, and even aligning our finances with our values.
Exactly. And we've learned that financial success is possible for anyone who's willing to put in the work.
Both internally and externally. So if you're ready to start rewriting your own money script and create a life of true abundance, check out Eker's book.
It's a great read.
It's full of even more practical strategies and inspiring stories.
And remember, the journey to financial freedom starts with a single step. What action will you take today?
That's a great question and a great place to leave it.
It is.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. And until next time, keep those millionaire minds engaged.